Before we begin, I want you to pause for a moment, not to think about your goals, not about your work, not even about what comes next. Just pause and notice your own life. There's a quiet truth most of us overlook. We spend years trying to improve our lives without ever asking what a well lived life actually feels like. Not on paper, not in comparison, but in lived experience. So, across these conversations on freedom and happiness, we did not chase success, we explored something more fundamental. What happens when a human being begins to live in alignment with how they are naturally designed? When the body is nourished, the mind is rested, attention is not constantly fragmented, and life is not overloaded with unnecessary complexity. Something subtle begins to change. You don't feel like you're chasing happiness anymore. You begin to experience moments of quiet completeness. So, this episode is not a conclusion, it is a return. A return to ideas that are simple but not easy, ancient but deeply relevant. So, as you listen further, don't just hear these thoughts, observe your own life through them. Because sometimes clarity does not come from learning something new, it comes from finally seeing what was already there. So, all this industrial food which we are consuming these days, and why is it so aptly called junk food, is because there have been certain studies and food from big fast food chains was taken to the labs and it was tested in the laboratories, and it was found that this food just didn't go bad. Fair enough, you can understand, because it contains a lot of preservatives. But then, not going bad enough for how long? For 4 days, 5 days? Well, that simply means that even microorganisms, even bacteria refuse to eat that food. Something which we love to go out, eat in the chains, pay extra money for all that stuff. Now, do you actually realize why is it called junk food? So, the capitalist class, which owns so many companies, so many brands and umbrella brands on top of them, and they entice you to buy the products and services outright, on credit cards, on EMIs, and they make you aspire for those products simply by way of your idols endorsing those products. So this is one kind of a manipulation which capitalists are beginning to realize is the best way out, and the masses and the public who work so hard to earn their money actually fritter away on all these fancy items. So if I'm sitting here in the park, and if you can hear, there are some birds chirping in the background, and certain studies show that some birds chirp at a frequency of 432 hertz. Come sit down in the park in the morning and hear the birds chirp. It really calms you down, and that really goes on to show that the wired structure of our brain is still working on those prehistoric moments when humans would go out early morning into the wild and would hear birds chirping in the morning just about start the day. At times you would have noticed you are in the home alone and it's a winter afternoon and there's some sun coming up. There are some lovely sun rays coming through the windows, and they are coming onto the sofa on which you are lying, and you just kind of really doze off on a calm Saturday or a Sunday morning. Feels lovely, isn't it? And this is exactly what our ancestors used to do. Go off to sleep whenever sleep came to them. And this is again one of the things modern humans have had to sacrifice, in terms of only having to sleep when there is a certain time frame. So you work 8 hours, you spend another 8 hours commuting, doing other things, and sleeping 8 hours. But then unfortunately, in these modern times, even those 8 hours have become a luxury. So think about all this. Think deeply. Understand, comprehend, imbibe and integrate all these concepts within yourself. And believe you me, a morning run, good food, good sleep, good exercise, good social skills, and being among people whom you love is sure and short the best way to live in prehistoric times, in medieval times, and in modern times as well. Thanks very much.